Right guys, we have got a head-to-head, literally head-to-head. We've got the TaylorMade SLDR, so the old TaylorMade technology versus the new TaylorMade technology. This is the TaylorMade R15. These are both the 430 versions of the head size, so the smaller version, and for me, the ones that spin and perform the best. Now, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be hitting both clubs in the same shaft. So this is my Diamana Kylish shaft in stiff flex, which is the one that I got fitted for when I went to TaylorMade at Wentworth. So I'm just going to swap the shafts so we're getting the best comparables we can. I'm going to be hitting them on GC2, unbelievably accurate measurements, real golf balls on the simulator. And I'm going to do 5 identical golf swings with both clubs, and we're going to see which performs the best. So the things that we're looking for is probably distance. Is the new R15 performing better? Is it more forgiving? Is it spinning less? Let's find out. So the difference between these two, they've both got the sliding bar, but now the new R15 has got 2 weights in the sliding bar and is closer to the face. So this sliding track is much closer to the face. A couple of advantages for that. 2 weights make the refining of the fitting much better. So you can tweak it and fine tune it. And also if you separate those weights as far apart as you can, it actually makes a very forgiving golf club. Perfect. It comes in white, and only white in the 430 head. In the 460, the bigger version head, it comes in white and black. And obviously we've got the grey version in the 430. This also came out in the big version in white, but only ever came out in grey in the small version. Loft wise, I've got the SLDR, the one that I got fitted in 11.5, and the new R15 actually launches a little bit higher. It's a design characteristic to help it launch higher anyway. So I'm only using the loft of 10.5. So the reason being is because the face, whatever they've done, the technology is making the ball launch a bit higher as anyway. So I've almost got all preset loft up kind of settings. Let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. I'm really intrigued. I'm as intrigued as guys as you are watching, because I currently use the SLDR. So I want to see if this R15 is performing better head to head. Right. So I know I hit this well. I do. It's not the most forgiving in the world, but I know I hit it well. Yeah, and that just shows it. That was a great start. Felt fantastic. Really nice to hit. Get some good numbers on that. I'm going to hit another one on camera, then we're going to be hitting 3 to match up the 5 off camera, so then we can compare it against the R15. Felt awesome. I must admit, you know when you've hit the SLDR well, it comes off the face just something different, something very special. Right, I'm going to hit 3 more, then we're going to swap the heads into the R15. Okay, so we've hit 5 with the SLDR. A bit slightly mixed results. Hit some fantastic ones and a few not so great. But that's testing. That's what it's all about. I want it to be not only showing you when it's hit well, when it's not hit great as well. So I'm now going to swap the shaft into the R15 and do exactly the same. Right guys, so R15, I've got this now with the 2 weights, one right up towards the toe and one in the middle. So I'm separating those weights out as much as I can to maximize the forgiveness level without, I don't really need them fully separate. So I generally turn the ball a little bit to the left. So with one of the weights in the toe, that helps the ball not go quite as far left. And then with the slight separation, helps me get a little bit more forgiveness. Now, this has to be psychological, because this club head looks much bigger. Whether it's the shaping or whether it's the colouring, but it definitely looks bigger. I've always thought that with my 430 head, it just looks a little bit too small, but this doesn't, if someone gave me this, I wouldn't instantly say, yeah, that's not 460. Obviously I've got it in the same shaft. Let's give it a hit. This is 10.5 degrees just because it launches a little bit higher. Let's see what 5 shots with this does. So that felt like a fantastic start for the R15. It is higher. It's a definite different ball flight, and already some fantastic numbers from the very, very first shot. Like I say, it's supposed to spin less because that track's further forward, and it's supposed to be more forgiving. That's its whole idea against the SLDR. There was a lot of talk, certainly on a lot of the forums, that was this going to be called the SLDR 2.0? And it kind of could have been, really, because there's a lot of technology that's gone from the SLDR into this driver. Okay, so I'm going to hit 3 more now off camera. That felt nice. And then we'll see the 5 shots head to head, and we'll see which one is actually performing better. Stay tuned, guys. Right then, guys, so we have now hit 5 golf shots with each club. TaylorMade SLDR, TaylorMade R15. Same shafts and as closely matched as I can possibly get them, apart from the loft tweak because the R15 does launch a little bit higher. Let's pull the numbers up on screen because we've got some very, very interesting numbers to show you. So we've got the SLDR in the top 5 rows, the blue all across the top, and then the R15 along the bottom. So the thing that I wanted to make sure I could control was the club head speed, and I've pretty much done that. The club head speed was 1 mile per hour different with the R15, so not much at all. Whether that's a bit in the club head design, maybe a bit more aerodynamic, I'm not too sure. Ball speed almost identical, smash factor almost identical, launch angles almost identical, backspin almost absolutely identical. The SLDR 430 spun at 2,465 RPM on average. There was one high one, maybe the first shot was a bit high on the spin, pretty much it. And then let's have a look at the average of the R15. The spin rate was 2,456. So what's that? 9 revs per minute less. So not a great deal of difference. Very similar peak heights, almost identical carry distances. If I'm going to be picky, the R15 has beat it by 1 yard. Total distance 292 versus 293, 1 yard. Offline, on average, a few to the right, a few to the left, that was 0 offline, and that was 1 offline, 1 yard. I mean, that's hardly anything though, so don't worry about that number too much. I hit them almost identical. You can see along the next 5 columns how identical I did try and hit them. The paths are the same, the launch angles are the same. You know, everything that I can possibly do was identical, and we saw a 1 yard improvement. Is that enough to maybe go and buy a new one? I'm not too sure. Towever, I would be looking personally, I would be looking to use the R15 just because it's a little bit more tweakable, so I could maybe separate those weights to be a bit more forgiving. And I must admit, I just like the head better. I like the look of the head better. But between the SLDR, which is TaylorMade, they're very, very proud of that. Their best driver they've ever made. The one that they've just brought out straight after it has matched it and slightly bettered it. Not a lot at all. But from a looks perspective, the R15 for me gives me better looks. It's a little bit more adjustable, and it's the one that I would probably be using considering I'm not losing any distance, which is great. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I thought I'd see a bit more difference in distance. Did you? Did you expect any more difference? You let me know. Comment down below, guys. Let me know if you thought there was going to be any separation. Do subscribe by clicking the link down here below. Like the video, and we shall see you next time. R15 winner. 1 yard. Thanks for watching, guys.